Yo, what is up, guys? Can you guys hear me all right? Welcome to Synthodrive Season 4. We are here. Oh my god, things are falling off my desk because I hit my desk too hard. I am hype. I am excited. There's a lot to talk about, so we are going to jump right in. First things first, we are going to go over what happened last season. So last season was a long time ago. Season 3 was indeed a really long time ago, but we did have a really close title battle. We had 5 teams able to win right up to the end here. So it was a fantastic season, honestly. I think it was the best season so far. Yay! Whoa! That was my wife. Scared the crap out of me. Oh man. Yeah, we had 3 teams in the 170s fighting for P3. So it was Williams, Renault, and BMW. Renault edged them out by just 7 points. 5 points to BMW, actually. So extremely close. Ferrari wins with 201 points. You're not visible. Okay. There's a green screen, so it doesn't show you unless you... Oh, well, it showed your arm. Let's go Syntho. But Ferrari are the WCC champions, so they do have the boost this year. They've got the extra budget for winning the Constructors Championship, but Mercedes had the WDC. Meliori, who won the WDC for Mercedes, has, since moved to McLaren this year, where she signed a 2-year deal with Pran at McLaren. So we're going to see how that goes. Ferrari has signed one-time world champion Nast for 2 optional years. So giving Nast a really good contract there. Both parties able to back out. Mrs. Koo guest appearance. She's gone now. So no Mrs. Koo. Actually, you know, she didn't take my last name. So it's Miss Park. But yeah, fantastic season. It was close down to the wire for the WDC. It was close down to the wire for the WCC. And yeah, fantastic season. We're going into what I think is going to be the most exciting season, as we've got team events this year. The team events are really different this year. They're not, how do I say it? They're not exactly like we have done in the past. They are quite different this year, so I'm excited to see how that's going to play out. Let's see who has what here. Just going to go over each team's events just as a reminder here. So at Williams, the sponsors were extremely happy with last season. Unorthodox roster, truly unorthodox. Toyota really did go for the memes. Don't let your memes be dreams. Don't let your dreams be memes. Just meme your way to dreaming. I don't know. But Williams had a really good season relative to their the season before. So sponsors were extremely happy with Williams. When asked by sponsors who they thought was the performing driver of the last season, they answered Jace Wright, and that gave them extra budget for the season. So Williams will be coming into the season with some extra budget. They're looking poised. I think Puddin and Jace Wright are a fantastic duo at Williams. Justin Beachley has really held it down at Williams for years now, and I think that his veteran status and just kind of experience being team principal is going to really help Williams out this year. We've got Red Bull with a rookie team principal in George Jarvis, with their engineer Onyx. The 2 drivers are Jake Wells with a 2-year contract and Aaron Miller with a 2-year contract. So longtime Red Bull drivers have been both sacked. Chris McNichol and Chronotis both have been let go after the end of their contracts at Red Bull. And there is an internal board of directors power struggle going on at Red Bull. So when asked which side George Jarvis would support, he chose the European side over the Asian side, and as a result, the car is more difficult to drive, and so the driver's performance will be slightly hit, but the car itself will be slightly quicker. So in my opinion, just to break even there, I don't think that that's going to really have any massive effect here. So Red Bull should have a pretty break-even situation. Ferrari, the Constructors Champions, had their event first in the season, and they were able to poach a performance engineer from a team of their choosing and a driver of their choosing to boost a driver on Ferrari. Obviously, they went for world champion Meliori and boosted their own world champion, Nas. So Nas will receive a performance bonus. Meliori has received a performance minus. Show us the Excel gameplay. I can show the Excel gameplay if you like. If you prefer the spreadsheet here. There is our beautiful spreadsheet. I like this spreadsheet a lot, to be honest. And actually, we have Joe Calial there. So Ferrari's poised to be in a great spot. They also had their engineer Shan perform the best out of all the engineers this week. So Ferrari will have that boost on as well. So Ferrari is in a fantastic position. I think Jarek Snyder really showed some excellent pace last season. Nas always quick, a world champion for that. And I think Ferrari are set to win another one if they can keep it together in their upgrades. Sauber has found an engineering loophole this season, so their car does arrive to round 1 with a +3. That is a fantastic jump start to the season. So just a small note there. It will not be included in the upgrades or engineering effort section. So the car updates will not show that extra +3. So just keep that in mind that they do have a +3. It won't be showing on the spreadsheet here down in the update section where it usually is. But they do come to the round 1 with a +3. It is permanent. It does not go away. It is a fantastic start. 4K spreadsheet. You know, gotta get that. Bam. Yeah, let them know. All right, who's next? It's Honda. Honda gets 1 race mega boost to each driver. So Honda can at any point in this season choose one driver to absolutely boost the driver performance of. And I think that if they're in the title fight near the end, I think it could be the championship deciding boost there. But we'll see how Honda uses it. Each driver gets 1 boost at any time. Renault gets extra budget for driver contracts or car upgrades. Damia Fios has not told me which that they're going for, which is not an issue. I think Renault can choose either. They still have time to decide whether they want to spend it on a car upgrade or on driver contracts next season. That means they can have some extra budget to either buy out someone's contract, buy out their own driver's contracts, or spend it on a car upgrade this season. So interesting how Renault is going to spend that extra budget. They have the option to do one or the other. They cannot have both. BMW has a firearm sponsor. I think that was the most wild card event this season. For every top 5 finish, there is a minor driver score improvement. That'll be for both drivers. So both drivers will get a performance boost every time they finish in the top 5. And I think this is one of the more underrated, actually, in my opinion, one of the more underrated events, because there's no cap to this, and they can just, I mean, obviously there's a cap, but there's no theoretical cap to this. They can just keep scoring top 5s, and they can keep improving their performance. So Amelia and Carbon Wong really in a good position with the Walter special sponsorship and training. They can really hone in and put BMW on the map this season. I think they have one of the stronger events, but it does take a top 5 finish to really get the snowball rolling. So we'll see how soon BMW can get a top 5 finish here for either of their drivers, and they can really run away with that lead in terms of driver performance. Obviously, driver performance is not everything. We do have to worry about the car, but as far as driver performance, I don't think BMW is going to be lacking in that department at all, given their event this season. Audi has a really interesting event. Their engineer guesses if they win the guessing thing, which they did, they get an extra boost to 1 car. So they have to pick 1 car to upgrade each round that they win. So this round, they did actually win. They were in the top 3 for guessing the engineering number. So Lincoln Scott has guessed a fantastic number, and they have applied that to Jacob Church's car. So rather than both Neil Kerbel and Jacob Church getting a bonus here, it will be applied to Jacob Church's car only. And that is by event choice. So, or that is forced on them by the event. So this is not them choosing one or the other by their own choice. That's the event choosing. And the engineer chose which driver gets the boost. And it will be our Jacob Church. And I'm excited to see what Jacob can do. I think he's looked really, really, really good in the preseason testing stream that we had, and I think that little boost is really gonna show up for him. Toyota, the first 2 larges that they use will get boosted, so they get a slight percentage boost for each large that they roll, the first 2. So we'll see if that pays off for them. A little bit of a gamble event. McLaren gets a coin toss for Meliori. Speaking of which, if Prawn is in the chat, if you will let me know if you're doing the coin toss, it will be per race. So let me know if you're going to do that coin toss. I can toss it on the stream live. And finally, Mercedes has, in my opinion, the most controversial event. They are doing a head-to-head event where driver performance increases or decreases depending on who wins each round. So if Joyce beats Eric, her performance goes up, Eric's performance goes down. However, if Eric beats Joyce in the race, Eric's performance goes up and Joyce's performance goes down. This counts even if, let's say, Joyce gets taken out by another driver. Eric will still be considered the winner, and vice versa. If Eric crashes into someone or gets taken out by another driver, that will count as Joyce's win if Eric finishes last. So a little bit of a toss-up there with a little bit of chance, and it also has a huge chance to snowball out of control. So Mercedes may have one driver absolutely dominating the other by the end of the season. We'll see how that goes. It is a bit of a snowball effect, and I think early in the season it will really matter in the first couple races who does better at Mercedes. So yeah, Loud is correct. I think it's going to be interesting. Makes sense. Kerbal got a fancy sim rig last season, and I think Kerbal. I think a lot of people were kind of hard on Kerbal. I think Neil Kerbal has what it takes to be at the top with everyone else. I firmly do think that this is gonna be his season. All right. Well, without further ado, we're gonna get into the rolling here. Gonna pull up the D20 as always here. For those of you who are new to the stream, new to the idea of Synthodrive, we are, wow, nat 20. Luckily that's nobody's, right? We are rolling dice to see if AI performance cars will be better. So the AI are racing instead of real life drivers, but they do represent community members, and depending on how they roll on their dice, that'll affect the efficacy of the car performance. So higher the roll, better the car performance boost. Some packages could introduce a negative effect. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes. I'll let Mike roll Toyota's first D20. Christopher. All right, Mike, let's poppycock. What's the command again? Eric, what is the command? Is it dice? What is it? What is the command? Roll dice? Exclamation mark roll. I don't know. I didn't set it up. Roll dice. I don't know why I didn't roll. But first is Justin Beachley. If Justin Beachley is here, you can roll for yourself. Otherwise, I am rolling for you. Give you a couple seconds there. We're doing it old-fashioned. I am okay with that. I am not opposed to doing it the old-fashioned way. I am very comfortable with doing it the old-fashioned way. All right. Well, since we don't seem to have the dice roll going, I will be rolling, and it's going to be a large for Williams. Williams will start off here with with a large. So first roll. JB isn't here anyways. It is all good. We will see how it rolls, and it is a 3. That is very unfortunate. A 3 for a large is only a +2. So having spent, yikes, that is a yikes for sure. So having spent 3 budget, they'll only get a +2 for their large in the first round here. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Red Bull will be going with, let's see here. Red Bull will be going with a medium first round. So let's see how Red Bull's first round goes. It's a 19. 19 for medium is a +4. So huge, huge, huge. They doubled up their money worth here. Red Bull is, yeah, that is a really, really good start for them. Obviously, it's not as good. It's not as good as a +5 from a large. However, a +4 from a medium is really cost efficient. So having gone with a more conservative die roll, I think Red Bull is in a really good position here. Sad trombone. Womp womp. Ferrari. So Ferrari does get a 1.5 times bonus to their first roll here, because they are the WCC champions. They're going to go large. So here goes Ferrari's large. It is a 12. A 12 for large is a +4. And that will be a +4. What is that? 1.5 times 4. Is it 1? Bro, I can't even math. It's 6. Okay, I'm actually cooked. Okay, it's 6. I'm sorry. +6 for Ferrari. Okay, there we go. Gets a 10. Okay, well, that was a test roll, I'm sure. So +6 for Ferrari could have been better. I think they could have at +7.5, but +6 is the next best one. So exclamation mark roll dice if you would like to roll for yourself. Next up will be Sauber. So if Sauber is Damian Fios here? It's too much work, Eric. Let's just do it old style. Well, if someone is here and they'd like to roll, they can roll. Feel free to do the roll. So if you're here, you'd like to roll, feel free to roll. If you're not here, I'm going to roll for you. And I'm going to give it a couple seconds here. I think Damian is here. Damian, are you here? I think I see his name in the chat, so we'll wait for a second here. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm going to roll for Damian here. And it is a 17 for no, this is not Damian. Sauber is, sorry, I'm so sorry. Sauber is JP. SIA can roll for me always. Well, it's a 17 with a large, so that is going to be a +4. Sorry, I'm a little bit rusty here. So Honda is next. I think Scott Sullivan told me he was going to be out of town for the stream, so I will roll in his stead. Honda is bringing a large, and it is a 5. Very unfortunate for Honda. That is a +3. They do break even, but definitely not the start they would have wanted. Renault is next, so Damian's next, if Damian's here. Sad face. He's the one that got the dice rolling. Well, if he is present and he'd like to roll, feel free to roll. Otherwise, I'll roll. I'll give it another 10 seconds here. Off topic, but I made flatbread for dinner tonight, and it was so good. It was so easy. Already nearly half of last season's performance. You're lying. This is our season. Mercedes will come back into its former glory one way or another. Fades to black. Oh man, that's good, Rocco. I like that. All right, well, we're going to roll here for Renault. Renault is bringing a large. So, large first round, and it's a 10. A 10 will net them a +3, so just on the edge of +3 to +4 here. So, once again, not great for Renault, but not terrible. Breaking even is not bad in the first round. Hey, Trackalicious, what is up? How are you? You have the roll for Toyota. Oh, do I have the roll for Toyota? What was the roll for Toyota? Let's see. Said Mike was rolling for Toyota, no? No, you can roll for us. Okay, I got it. I got it. Thank you. Do it, Josie. All right, well, the next one is going to be BMW. So BMW will be rocking up with a large. So starting off strong here, BMW. Starting off big, and that's a +4. Huge for BMW now. I think, once again, every top 5 finish that they have, their drivers are going to be stronger. So we'll see how it goes here. Audi is going to bring a large as well. It's going to be larges for the rest of everyone here. So if John Hawley is here, John Hawley can roll, but I'm going to give it another 5 seconds and roll it. Bam. All right. 14. So 14 is really good. That is going to be a +4 as well. So BMW and Audi both getting off to a good start here. The German teams having a fantastic jump. And the Toyotas will get an extra +1 to their roll for the first 2 larges. And Toyota's bringing a large. So let's see where Toyota lands here. And it's a 5 for Toyota. Unfortunate. But it's still +3, and they will get a +4 from their event. So they get a +1. It's a +3 +1. Disastrous. I think a +4 is not bad. I think if you look at the net total here, not bad. I think that's an acceptable upgrade if it were me. Prawn is bringing a large for McLaren. So let's see where McLaren gets. That's a 15. That's a +4 for McLaren. You should have rolled it just to see what happens, just for shits and giggles. All right, Rocco, would you like to roll for Mercedes? Rocco, if you can hear me, please save us. Yeah, exclamation mark, roll dice to do a roll here, and it is a large for Mercedes. So well, the 15 was for McLaren. So you rolled an 18, and that'll be a +5 for Mercedes in the first round here. So all said and done, Ferrari is going to lead the pack here. To be expected, to be honest. But most teams are bringing +4s. There's a lot of +4s. Williams will be the one lagging behind a little with the +2. It's quite unfortunate here. So massive roll for Mercedes. They will have the second fastest car on paper. Remember, teams can cheat. So we will have to see who's going to cheat this season. Right. So without further ado, let me get the upgrades on the cars and we'll get out on track. First round is Black Cat Long. We are going to California for our first round, as always. I do enjoy going there. It's not always going to be the first round track, but so far it has been the first round for multiple seasons now. So definitely a fantastic start to the season, in my opinion. It's a long track. There's a lot of opportunities for teams to get things right and or wrong. Actually, no, the fastest car on paper right now should be the Sauber. because Sauber rolled a +4 and they're bringing a +3. So technically, Sauber is at +7 right now. So it is Sauber in the fastest car. I spoke too soon. It is Sauber in the fastest car, which is going to be interesting, given the fact that they had the slowest car in the past, but now they're in the fastest. All right. The upgrades from the engineering efforts have been loaded onto the car already, or the cars that get them. So without further ado, let's hop onto the racetrack here. Honestly, the best part. Is there somewhere on the sheet we can see the unique events for each team, what each team has this season, you know, for determining cheating purposes? I don't have anything like that at the moment, but I will throw it on there. Guess at the fastest car? No need to guess. It's Sauber. And the safety car for this season, I believe, is the 599XX Evo from 2012. Chosen by Anthony Bianco, team principal of Ferrari. And we are off for quali here. Give me a sec as I get all that junk out of the screen. And we always do morning race here. So let's get back into the morning time. It is 7 minutes of quali. It is roughly 2 and some minutes per lap. So most drivers will get a... Just got here, has Toyota cheated yet? That is crazy. Well, we are on board with a Toyota car. It's the car of Carson Cass. Cass with a 3-year contract, the longest of any of the drivers. And he is flying around this California track. It's a fictional track, but fantastic track nonetheless. Oh, I forgot. We usually do the desert filter. But Carson Cass is a fantastic driver. Ooh, and no sooner did I say that, he sends it into the wall. Black Cat Long native. So this is a home race for the Toyota driver. Also caster for Trackalicious. Fantastic driver. Damn, Rocco. I'm firing Carson. Carson Cass is a fantastic driver, exactly when I knew this was Synthodrive. Wow, that is crazy. Carson Cass did struggle to score his first points last season, but when it mattered, Carson did put it on a podium for McLaren, I think, or was it a top 5 finish? But that was disqualified due to cheating. Not even got his first paycheck yet. My bad, was checking Insta. That is some high level ability to be able to check Instagram while going around racetrack. If this is a home race for Toyota, does that mean they are made up? Well, it is a home track for the Toyota driver. Toyota themselves, I believe, are Japanese. So that would be Suzuka. This is in Utah. Is this actually? I thought it was supposed to be set in California. Toyota is owned by Lockheed Martin. Well, I love the blue livery choice. That would be Dan's decision. Team principal for Toyota. Fantastic blue. I really like this blue livery, actually. So just some discussion here. Remember, we've got Ferrari on the setup bonus here. This could be Utah, New Mexico, Nevada, or SoCal. Yeah, that's true. Does that mean BMW is sponsored by Toyota? Or Arizona? I was just in Nevada and Arizona last week. It is hot as balls. I was in Vegas and it was 117 degrees. It was unreal. But here comes Carson Cass on the hot lap. Coming around the long right-hand bend here. You can go flat out with DRS open if you keep it nice and tidy. Very easy to lose the rear depending on the setup. Easy to lose the rear over the crest if you have any steering input in there. It's a dry heat. Yeah, okay, so I love dry heat, right? Like 97 degrees at Laguna Beach doesn't feel hot to me. But 117 was disgusting. It was atrocious. Never again. Nuke the site from orbit is the only way to be sure. From the rocky pavement back onto the smooth pavement here into the highway, we have the tight chicane. This is one of the few slow sections on this track. Easy to lose the rear as the elevation changes very drastically, very quickly. Don't drink and drive sign on the left here, followed by Sparko on the downhill right-hander. Will sweep up to a sharp right-hand uphand. Ooh, on the uphill. Carson Cass not running a lot of rear wing for the setup. So the AI do choose their own setups. Coming around this right-hander that is deceivingly sharp, doesn't look that sharp, and it closes in on you. The left-hander has some anti-camber there, easy to lose the rear. Carson Cass is holding it together with a 155 on the board so far, is catching the car ahead of him, who is Jira in the Honda. So Toyota here making some inroads. Jeez Louise, honeybees. Okay, we do have Arrow. Sapien cooked. Here comes around the left-hander. This is flat out up the hill. DRS wide open the whole track. There are no DRS limits, so the drivers can have DRS open at any point. These cars also do have KERS, which is activatable for 4 whole seconds each lap. So these are the 2013 spec cars. You get KERS for a set amount of time each lap as Carson Cass brings it home. Final hairpin down the hill. One more sweeping right, and it's onto the main straight. Let's see where Carson sits on the board here. It's got to be close to 3 minutes for Carson Cass, no? And Jira puts in a 257. Carson Cass with a 254. 3 seconds almost. All right, I lied. 2.5 seconds faster than the Honda driver. Jacob Church gets a 256.2. It's Carson Cass on provisional pole for Toyota. Carbon Wong comes in for BMW at P3. Aaron Miller just slots in for Red Bull, who have gone with the Toro Rosso livery. Interesting choice by George Jarvis. And there is the Ferrari of Nast behind. Look at the pace of that Ferrari. They've got the extra bonus upgrade to the car from the Constructors Championship. They've got the setup nailed this week. And he's closing on Aaron Miller. He actually might lose time behind Aaron Miller. There's going to be dirty air behind the 2013 Red Bull there, and it does affect these cars. Nast is in last place, 10th here. Carson Cass still on provisional pole for Toyota, closing in on the Honda every minute. And second place provisionally is Armin Ghazarian for McLaren, a whole 1.2 seconds off the pace. McLaren, who looked to have some struggles with Meliori losing a performance engineer, has Armin Ghazarian 1.2 seconds off the place, and it's Mike Noss P2. It's a 1-2 for Toyota provisional here, only 4/10 off of Carson Cass. What a lap from both Toyota drivers. What drivers does Scott employ? I'm an engineer for Scott's team. Don't know what team I'm rooting for. You are rooting for Jira, who is currently in P11. She's a Japanese driver. She streams mostly GTA, like Japanese toge. So she does like Japanese GTA toge streams. So she's an interesting streamer, but I like her a lot. She's one of the drivers. The other driver is, shoot, they got a new driver this season. Give me 1 second here. My apologies. I'm pulling it up. The other driver is Chronotis, long-time Red Bull driver, now driving for Honda. It's almost like that he didn't make a switch at all. 9/10 is provisionally P3. Chronotis, great choice. Yeah, fantastic choice. Mino drive. Let's see where Eric is. And there's Jake Wells. Jake Wells, P17, struggling with the car. The car is difficult to drive. Where is my number one? So let's see where your number one is right now. There's Eric Akasian. Stuck behind Putin. Although Putin, it doesn't look like he's stuck per se. Definitely behind the Williams there. Carbon Wong updates his time to go up to P6 for BMW. Ooh, Eric tries an overtake during qualifying. Jake Wells washed. Well, we'll see. I think there were a lot of people doubting Jake Wells last season, and he showed up big time. I think if it weren't for a couple crashes, he would have beaten his teammate. World champion, one of the GOATs, Steven Tomazic, who is the TP. Quit using our slipstream, Gagosian. This is such a Merc straight. Let them fight in quality. And it's Eric Gagosian. Last place, wasn't able to get a lap in. A horrid start for Gagosian. Joysoft for the other Mercedes in P15, not great either. So Mercedes just fell to my knees in a Walmart. Carson Caspol. In a Walmart. Yep, that is where the dreams are made. It's a Toyota 1-2, baby. Carson Cass P1 on the Super Softs. Interesting choice. Mike Noss P2 for Toyota on the Super Softs as well. Both Toyotas on the Super Softs. They do overheat quickly, so they'll have to manage the tires here. Chronotis in P3 for Honda, just behind the two Toyotas. It's going to be a Japanese battle up front. He's on the softs, the yellow sidewall. They do not overheat much at all unless you overcook the car. So I do think on this track in particular, maybe the yellows will be better near the end of the race. I think the first section of the lap, the Toyotas will pull away, and I think Honda will catch back up later. So we'll see if that strategy pays off for them. Ali Raza on the Super Softs here for Sauber. They have the fastest car in theory here. Tons of overtake points. Tons of overtake points on this track. This track is so wide you can go side by side pretty much the entire track. So lots of places to overtake here. Lots of areas to get a slipstream. The track is a lot of straights. It's a really long track. This is a great track for overtaking, which is why I like it so much for the first race of the season. Is there DRS? There is DRS over the entire track. The drivers can use it whenever they want. Most of these AI cars will use it the entire track. This Monaco. I like that. I like that. I like that, Mace Windu. Oh, Mace Windu, I'm sorry. It is Armin Gazarian for McLaren in P5. His teammate in P21 with no time set as well. Meliori, reigning world champion at the moment, was at Mercedes, now at McLaren. Did the reverse Lewis Hamilton here. Carbon Wong for BMW, up in P6. Fantastic qualifying showing from him. His teammate Amelia down in P18. Matt Melanson for Renault at P7. Jacob Church, P8 for Audi, who is sporting the Apple livery this season. Aaron Miller for Red Bull, who are sporting the Toro Rosso livery. And finally, another Audi. It's Neil Kerbel, P10, rounding out our top 10. Just out of the top 10 is Jace Wright and Jarek Snyder, the Ferrari of NAS, down in P19. I think had some trouble passing someone in qualifying. But story of the day is Carson Cass and Mike Noss in P1 and 2. Let's see how it goes. No more talking from here. It's the formation lap while we admire the safety car. This is a fantastic choice from Anthony Bianco. A beautiful car for our safety car this year with the Italian flag on top of the car. A little bit of America on the corner here, you know. I love America. Oh, it looks like Eric Kosian may have engine issues. So maybe a mechanical failure for Gagosian here. Mike dive bombing and taking out Carson turn 1. Well, let's see it. It's gonna be 4, 5, 6 lights on. And the lights are out. Season 4 starts for Synthodrive, and it's Carson Cass on pole position. As they fly into the first braking zone, it is flat out all the way down the hill. There is a huge slipstream here. It could be Mike Noss around the outside. Mike Noss is going to try it on his teammate. Carson takes some dirt. They're side by side through the first section here. They've got the Honda of Chronotis right behind 2/10. Ali Raza of Sauber looking for a chance as well. Carson Cass has fallen down to P2, has the inside this time, but Mike Noss holds it on the outside. What a race between the two Toyota drivers. Are they going to drive away? And it's Ali Raza into a wall. As we watch the replay of what happened to Raza there. So Raza looking for an opportune moment here behind Chronotis. Ooh. Chronotis loses control of his car. And Raza tries to get by him but gets clipped. And that is going to be Chronotis and Raza losing positions in the race here. It's still Mike Noss and Carson Cass side by side going over the crest. I hate everything about this. Look at the Toyotas go. They are 4 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. It's Mike Noss in the lead. He's got the inside. He's got what it takes. He's ahead of Carson Cass. Carson Cass right behind. Oh, both of them into the wall. They're both pushing way too hard against each other. This is a teammate battle. They need to keep it clean. They cannot be in the walls like this. Meanwhile, Caucasian up 4 positions already, up to P18. Joysa in P15 still where she started. The Mercedes battles is shaping up well here. It's Jacob Church versus Carbon Wong for P3 now. It's an Audi P3. Jacob Church started the race in P8, now up to P3. Jacob Church is on a march. What a drive from Jacob Church so far. He can close the gap to the Toyotas if he keeps driving at this pace. And Chronotis able to save the car actually. And Armin Gazarian, huge crash, holds up the whole field. And if they aren't able to clear themselves, this will be a race restart as it is holding up more than half the field here. Huge crash from Armin Gazarian. And they are clearing themselves. It's Carbon Wong out as well, the BMW driver. What a terrifying crash. We will not have a race restart at this time as the cars were able to clear themselves. I say we let them sort it out. Chronotis stuck up to P4 after spinning, hitting a wall and spinning. Has car damage for sure. But the Honda driver up in P4. His teammate up to P6 now. Neil Kerbel is up 5 positions. Jacob Church has closed the gap about 1/10 only so far. So the Toyotas are pulling away, and it is Mike Noss in the lead here. As we watch Neil Kerbel round out. Wow, yeah, you can just see how far Jacob Church is back from those other drivers. Debut race win though. This is his debut. This is the rookie. He signed for Toyota for 1 year, and he's in the lead of the race. He's 2.1 seconds ahead of Carson Cass. I can do more than just talk. Paid actors. Oh man, I'm here for it. We keeping him forever. What a lap it is from Mike Noss. He's pulling away even more. He's 2.5 ahead of Carson Cass, and I think Carson Cass might have some damage as Jacob Church has closed 8/10 on him in 1/4 of a lap. Ooh, and I think we are gonna see some damage here actually. And it's Carbon Wong's car damaged. I dare say this car is going to hold everyone up here. So Carbon Wong's car is really, really damaged. As you can see, the front tires are not aligned at all. This is going to hold up the drivers as they attempt to pass him. So we'll see if it scrambles up the order on the next lap. They will have to pass him 1 lap before the end of the race here. Nast also having an issue with his car. Nast is out of the race. Oh, and there's Joyce. Joyce has crashed. Oh, and let's watch a replay of what happened there. Joyce was up to P8 from P15. Oh, yeah, just loses the rear there into the rock. Trying to get out of the way of the cars here, but does not get out of the way well enough. Gets hammered by Jace Wright's Williams. That's Jace Wright's front wing completely destroyed. Rejoin of the season. Yeah, indeed. I think that was pretty bad. And this is great for Gukasian. Gukasian is going to get by his teammate, who is still stuck in the dirt here. And first round teammate battle might have to go to Gukasian here. Oh, he's struggling for grip. Look at him. Yeah, and that's Gukasian up to P16. Joyce is down to P18. Now Jacob Church has crashed. Jacob Church, who was in P3, has now crashed. Let's see what happened to him. Was looking to lap Armin Gazarian. Oh, and he's tapped by Armin. That is unfortunate. Trying to lap Armin Gazarian, the McLaren understeers into him. And that is a 5-second penalty for Armin Gazarian. Not that it'll matter, as he is down in P22. But Mike Nas, 8.3 seconds away from the rest of the field. Back markers, man. Yeah, no kidding. Jacob Church was looking for P2. Was pushing Carson Cass, had the gap closed, trying to overtake and lap Armin Gazarian, gets taken out. And Chronotis, with everything to gain from that, started the race P3, spun the car out, took out Ali Raza. Not really any fault of Chronotis's, couldn't really do anything about it, but back up to P3 now behind the Toyotas. The new Verstappen. Well, we'll see if he's able to hold on to this, but so far 253 in race trim is ridiculous. 253 is faster than pole position in quali. Carson will be our live sacrifice. Oh, and here it goes. Here it comes. This is what I'm talking about. Carbon Wong can hold up drivers and swap the order around. And speaking of Carbon Wong holding up drivers and swapping the order around, here comes Chronotis. Chronotis is going to have to get past Carbon Wong. Chronotis is through. So is Cass. But Cass down a position now, and it looks like Neil Kerbal is stuck behind Carbon Wong. Not sure what happened there. Neil Kerbal will get through. This is going to reshuffle the AI a lot. Carson Magnus. Neil Kerbal for Audi, though, up into P4. Jitta for Honda, up into P5. We've got two Hondas in the top 5 right now. Matt Melanson. That Renault livery is beautiful. I love that Renault livery. There's not a lot of Renault livery. Neil's my teammate, right? Neil is not your teammate. Jitta is your teammate. Execute that, man. These upgrades are really good. Yeah, no kidding. Mike Nas has Aaron Miller to lap now. Aaron Miller in the Red Bull, a very good driver, is getting lapped by a Toyota. Oh, holy smokes. What a catch. Honestly, I think Mike should just keep it chill right now. Just keep it nice and clean to the finish. Don't do anything too crazy here. Upgrades. Same executed order 66 at the start of race. Someone. Well, Amelia just got by Puddin. So if Amelia can get 3 more positions before the end of the race. Oh, she's sideways. And Amelia is spun down to P10, down to P11. Was looking to get some performance upgrades for finishing in the top 5, but that is not going to happen now. M down to P11 now. Bria's gotten by. And that's a Sauber in the points. Fastest car on the track right now. The other Sauber down in P16. Here comes Mike Nas on the final lap, on the final hairpin. Some said he could only commentate. Some doubted his abilities. But as he comes across the finish line, it's rookie first race, debut of his Synthodrive career. It's Mike Nas across the line for his first ever victory at Black Cat Long, one of the most treacherous races of the season. He has just beaten his teammate. He has beaten the Honda of Chronotis. He has won it. It is a Toyota 1-3. Oh no, Cass is down to 5th. What happened to Cass? Carson Cass down to P5 from P1 here. Chronotis finishes P2 for Honda. Neil Kerbel for Audi grabs a podium in P3. Neil Kerbel struggled to score a single point last season, now scoring a podium on his first race out in season 4. And Jira for Honda, P4. And Eric will get a driver edge up on Joyce now, given that performance. Fantastic drive. We'll be seeing a Prius on the grid next season. This broadcaster team, what is going on? All right, to be fair, I think Jacob Church had the pace to catch Cass for sure. I don't know if he had the pace to catch Nas, but Church had some blindingly rapid pace. I think Church is going to be fast for the next 2 races too. A boost for finishing P14. That is the type of trash talk I'm here for. Yeah, very dangerous track, and we're gonna see a lot more collisions this season. These cars are definitely difficult. They flip easily. But it's going to be the end of the race here. We've got the top 10. Fastest lap goes to Mike Nas. Bonus points to Carson Cass for finishing on pole. So we are going to go back to the spreadsheet here. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm already kind of cooked, so I might have to go grab a cup of water or something. I think the excitement got to me. Alrighty. Just a quick review. It is Mike Nas, P1. Chronotis for Honda in P2. Neil Kerbel, P3 for Audi. Jira, P4 for Honda. Toyota gets another top 5 finish with Carson Cass, who fell from pole position down to P5. Matt Melanson, P6 for Renault. Jake Wells finishes P7 for Red Bull. So started outside in P17. Makes up 10 positions, Jake Wells. Goes up to P7. Put in for Williams finishes P8. Justin Muffet for Renault, P9. So both Renault scoring points this race. And Bree for Sauber finishes P10. So we've got Sauber in the points here. But the story of the day really is Mike Nas, maiden race, maiden victory. Carson Cass will score 12 points as well here. It will be Chronotis here with 18 points. And then Neil Kerbel with 15. So what a start to the season. That was an exciting race. That was one hell of a race. Jira scores 12 points. So Honda scores 30 points. Toyota scores 39. The JDM manufacturers going kind of crazy. Going kind of crazy right now. So let's just put this down really quick. It's Mike Nas race win. Fastest lap also goes to Mike Nas with it was a 2:53, which was faster than Carson Cass's pole position time in qualifying. That's insane. That's actually nuts. I think we rarely see that. But hey, we saw it today. Just going to verify that all of the catches are there. They are there. So let's finish up the points here. It's Matt Melanson, I believe. Matt Melanson with 8 points. Jake Wells with 6. 4 points for Puddin. 2 points for Justin Moffat. And 1 point for Bree. So Sauber not getting the start that they wanted. Ferrari for sure not getting the start that they wanted. But Ferrari really didn't hit their stride until the middle of the season last season. So we'll see if they can get a late jump into the championship here. Mike Noss is in the lead here. Toyota is in the lead here. And I believe it's Armin Gazarian with a 5-second penalty, which will not really affect him, to be honest. Is Mike Noss a rookie? Mike Noss is a rookie. This is his first race. Next is Bannockbrae. We're going to Scotland's the Misty Loch, if you will. It is another street circuit. So back-to-back street circuits. It's going to be a wild ride. I think Bannockbrae is one of my favorite AI races. Hydrate, right. Let me go get myself some water. I will be right back. Alrighty, I am back with some water. Verstappen 2. I'm going to wait, but I'm skeptical. Understandable. Alright, so here we go. Let's pull up the upgrades here. And this is the round. I think this is going to be a make or break round for a lot of teams. A lot of teams are opting for the extra large or the small here. It is all extra larges and smalls across the board here. Except Renault. I think Renault has yet to decide. Okay, so Renault has decided now. So Renault has decided. Renault just sent their strategy plan, and it's a good one. I like that one. Here we go. We're going into Bannockbrae. First, everybody is bringing an upgrade this round, so it's going to be huge this round. And it's the extra large. Williams is going with that extra large. Let's see it. Beachley, do you want to roll it yourself, or can I roll it for you? $17 is huge. It is an extra large, and it's a 17 for Williams. That is going to be a +7. That is absolutely massive. Wow. What a roll. All right. Next round is Red Bull. Red Bull is going to roll a small. Is George Jarvis in the chat? If not, I'm going to roll it. Give it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's a small, and it's a -1 for Red Bull. I don't think we've seen a -1 in a while. Good Lord. Unfortunate for Red Bull here. So we saw a 7. Now we see a -1. Yeah, that's gotta hurt. It's Ferrari up next. Anthony Bianco, are you there, Anthony Bianco? We're gonna give you, it's an extra large, and it's gonna be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Toro Rosso. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna roll for Ferrari here, and it's a 19. Get out of here. What? 19 Ferrari. We'll give them a +8. Oh man, that is a wild roll. That is a crazy, crazy roll. They had some crazy luck last season, but their luck is looking pretty good this season too. That's a +14 total for them already. All right, Sauber is next. JP has said that the SIA can roll, and it's an extra large for Sauber. Sauber rolls a 9. That is a +5. Not bad for a 4 spend. That is still up positive here, but Sauber will not be getting the bump that they want, I assume. I think they will have hoped that it was higher. Honda is bringing an extra large as well. Scott Sullivan not in town, or not in the stream today, so I will be rolling for him. It's an extra large. It's a 1. It's a 1. Oh no, it's a -2. I think this is the first time we've seen it. It's a -2 for Honda. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit. Am I allowed to say that? Oh my goodness. -2 for Honda on 4 budgets spent. I'll roll for Yoda. Oh, that is tragic. That is Honda's gonna be at a +1 total now. That is tragic. Damian, would you like to roll for Renault? It might as well be flipping coins for cake or death. That is insane. 17, and it is an extra large for Renault. 17 is wow, yeah. Whoever said it was swingy, you're not wrong. That's a +7. We went from -2 to +7. Holy crap, that's the difference of 9 points. BMW is going to bring a small. Steven Tomazic, are you there? If Steven Tomazic is not there, I'll just run it. These 17s are starting to look sus. Wow, what is going on right now? Flavio's heritage. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I like that. That's really good. All right, we're gonna roll for Steven here. And Steve is bringing a small for BMW. That's a 7. All right, right in the middle there. It's a +1. So BMW is only gonna get a +1 here. Audi is bringing a small as well. John Hawley, would you like to roll for us? Give John another 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3. It's a 12. So a 12 small will be a +2. So that's up actually. So doesn't seem like they're up a lot, but for one budget, that is double your budget value ratio. That's quite good actually, in my opinion. I think the smalls are underrated in that they boost your car slower, but they have really, really strong upside in terms of cost efficiency. So it's a 2 for Audi. Toyota, a nat 20 for Toyota. They were bringing an extra large. That's a +8, baby. What on earth is going down at Toyota right now? Do you believe in miracles? Wow, +8 for Toyota. It's McLaren next. Wow, that's insane. McLaren is bringing extra large as well. Prawn, are you in the chat? If you'd like to roll, feel free to roll. I'm gonna give it another 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, so it's not +2. That's only for the larges, not the extra larges. So it's the first 2 large packages that Toyota brings, not the extra large. I'm gonna roll for McLaren here. McLaren is gonna roll a 16. Wow, that is also really good. That's a +7 for McLaren. And finally, Mercedes is bringing an extra large. Mercedes, Rocco, would you like to roll for us? What did I miss? You missed a -2 for Honda. Oh my, Rocco gets a 19, another +8. What is this round? I think this is the craziest XL upgrade round we've ever seen. Mike Noss won his maiden race, rookie debut, and it was an 8-second gap to the end. So take that as you will, because I don't know what's going on right now. I have no clue what is going on, and I'm gonna put the car upgrades in. The theoretical fastest car now, it's Ferrari and Sauber. So Sauber and Ferrari are tied. I can't believe this is happening. Like, this is actually, I'm so shook right now. Alrighty. Yeah, Red Bull got the -1. Honda got the -2. That's insane. That's unreal. All right, so while I put this in, yeah, Honda. This is pain for Honda for sure. I think BMW is struggling here too with only a +5 total. Audi are playing the slow game, so I think we'll see if that pays off for them. The Toyota is going crazy right now. Toyota's got to have one of the fastest cars, right? Am I tripping? Yeah, they're definitely in one of the fastest cars. And with that, McLaren bounces to the front as well. Oh wait, no, Ferrari's the clear fastest. Sorry, I lied. I did not math correctly. So Sauber is not tied. It's just Ferrari at the front here. Apologies for that. Ferrari has the fastest car, so we'll see if they can do anything with it. These XL upgrades worked way too much. Yeah, well, I mean, when they don't work, you're like Honda and you're -2 now. So we'll see how they go. It's gonna be an adventure for sure, I think. But it is Bannockbrae next, and I really like this racetrack. So let's get to it. It is 5 laps, and we are off. As we load into Syntho Race, I just want to say thank you everyone for participating. Especially shout out to all the team principals. You guys have been awesome. I know it's a lot of work, but you guys have been absolutely fantastic. Do the Mercedes driver's point go per race? It's per race, baby. Per race. You could get swings of performance per race. Yeah. Think about that. If you keep snowballing wins, Eric, you could be like the invincible driver by the end of the season. At least for driver performance. You'd be like the Max Verstappen level. Did BMW do decent, or were they back markers? BMW had really good race pace, and I think the setup caused Meliori, or not Meliori, Amelia to spin. Amelia was up in P7? Yeah. Amelia went from P like 15 to P7. So, and I think Carbon Wong was in the top 5 and crashed out as well. But I don't think I think Carbon Wong crashed because somebody hit him. I don't think it was a driver error. All right, so qualifying has started. What a shit show for Mercedes race 1. Yeah. I think Mercedes is going to be an interesting battle between the two drivers. It can hit shit show territory very quickly. Without further ado, it's Jacob Church out on track. I'm going to ride along because this is a fantastic lap to drive. I have driven this circuit many times. It is a slight lift here. Back on the power. Very unstable. You can really lift just a bit here. Floor it. DRS can be opened at any point of this track, just like the last track. Over the bridge, coming off the bridge, it's a sharp right-hander with elevation change. You got to be really careful. You can go around the outside here, or you can take the inside. Jacob Church takes the outside, and I think that is the AI line where they take the outside and cut in early. It's flat out through this section here. Coming up on this left-hander, it's a light lift. Back on the power. Double apex around this corner, up the hill. You can stick to the left here, swing out to the right as the next sharp left-hander is coming up. Braking point comes here. Step on the power here, but be careful. It's easy to lose the rear as the elevation changes. Through the street square, you don't actually have to lift there. You can go flat through that section. This left-hander is a bit of a lift or flat depending on your setup. Coming down this hill is a heavy braking zone, easy to lose the car, and lots of direction changes means that it's easy to spin out. There is a jump at the end of this hill here coming down. This little crest is easy to mess up. Ooh, and Jacob sticks it. That was close. Church, let's go. Gonna be tough with these upgraded teams. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for Jacob Church. Jacob Church has shown some crazy ability. The setup upgrades on his car from the engineer were fantastic. Audi's engineer, fantastic guest in round 1. And I think Jacob Church is going to come up behind Jira here as a Honda. That Honda is slow. That Honda is really slow. Jira cuts it centimeters away from the barrier there and hits some cones into the wall. And if Jacob Church doesn't catch Jira too quickly, if Jira can keep the car ahead, I think actually this is going to benefit Jacob Church here. It's going to give him a bit of a slipstream. And it's a really fast racetrack. That's why we like it. Ooh, someone's in the wall already. Who is that? It's Amelia for BMW. And Dilla's getting lapped by Jacob Church mid-qualifying lap. And they're going to go side by side through this final corner here. Maybe not side by side because Jacob Church has pulled ahead. Overtake mid-qualifying. That's got to be a stonking lap. There's no way this is a slow lap, right? And it's a 1:47.7. That's the time to beat here. Jacob Church, the first one across the line. Chronotis 2 seconds behind for Honda. Lord have mercy. Bree in the Sauber 2 seconds down, or 1.2 seconds down. Neil Kerbel, the other Audi, 148. Jarek Snyder for Ferrari crosses the line. 147. It's Joyce for provisional pole. Had a driver performance hit. Still puts it on pole position for the Mercedes car. For the Mercedes team, the number 2 driver on the team lost to Eric Kakasian last race. Back for vengeance this race. Speaking of Eric Kakasian, 1.2 seconds down on the provisional pole. Sitter Meliori, reigning world champion, down in P6, now demoted to P7. Matt Melanson goes P4 for Renault. Jacob Church only 1/10 off of pole here. Could put in a second good lap here and get back on pole for Jacob Church and Audi. Audi, what a start to this qualifying so far. Carbon Wong down in P11. Amelia has crashed the BMW rookies, both struggling a little bit at the start of the season here. In Apple Macintosh livery with an Intel logo. Yeah, that's right. You know exactly the type of memery we're here for. Jake Wells with a slow Red Bull goes up to P4. Gets pushed down to P5 by Nast, who gets out-qualified by his teammate for now. Down in P4. Carson Cass, who was on pole last race, in the top 5 again with a slipstream from the Renault driver. Let's see whose Renault that is, and that's Justin Moffat. Justin Moffat down in P15 gives Carson Cass that slipstream, and that allows the Toyota to jump up into P5. Mike Noss, who won the last race, is 3 seconds off the pace. Let's go, Renault. Are those baguettes? No way. My first was a banker. Hey, I believe it. There's no way you're 3 seconds off the pace here. As he comes around, we'll see what the sector times are for Mike Noss. But we have seen some drivers in their rookie year very peaky, not super consistent. We'll see if that's the case for Mike Noss here. These are baguette indeed. Full roleplay Renault here. Oh, this is the best timeline for Renault. I wish Alpine were run by you. I feel like it would be significantly better than what they have right now. Tires were cold. Well, here comes Mike Noss. 147 is the time to beat. He's coming down the main straight. He's in the 48s, 49s. He's in the 50s. That was 3.2 seconds off the pace here. He's on the super softs. He's on the correct tires. Not sure if there's car damage or something, but that is 3 seconds off the pace. Down with Aaron Miller in the Red Bull. Yeah, that's Jarek Snyder catching a slipstream behind Aaron Miller. Jarek Snyder down on his own time, so I don't think Jarek Snyder is going to improve here. Watched. Things would be way different. Oh, I'm sure. I feel like the current situation at Alpine is just like, it's so regrettable because they have good drivers. It's not like they don't have good drivers, right? Like they have a works team, and they're like a likable team too. Like I want to like them. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the decision making has been questionable at best. Come on, Eric. Eric is now down in P11. But here's the final lap as he comes around the final corner. Can he jump up in the order here? 4 seconds, 45, 46, 47. He's got to cross the line. He does not get across the line. He's 1.6 seconds off, and he's going to start P11 while his teammate is on provisional pole. Jarek Snyder out-qualifies Nast. Actually, Nast is yet to finish his final lap here, I think. Is Nast still running? I believe Nast is still running, so Nast still has a chance to beat his teammate, but unlikely here. I don't Typically, these cars are fastest on their first 2 runs, but we'll see. Was hailed as the next Verstappen push. Ooh. Nas does a little bit of a initial D cosplay there. Throws the car sideways. How do you know your driver's committed? His car is fully sideways. And here comes Nast. And he crosses line, still behind his teammate. It's Ferrari 3 and 4. Jacob Church in P2. This man is unstoppable. Jacob Church this season has looked so ridiculously good. But before we can talk about Jacob Church, we've got to talk about Joyce, because that's pole position for Mercedes for their number 2 driver, who has taken a driver performance hit after losing to Eric Akasian last race, is on provisional pole this race, has Jacob Church in P2 behind. It's going to be difficult to keep Jacob Church back, to be honest. I think he's in very good form right now. Jarek Snyder as well, fantastic form, looked great all season last season. Nast, of course, a reigning world champion, or not reigning, is a world champion, has a world championship title. Carson Cass for Toyota in P5. The more experienced of the 2 Toyota drivers. Jake Wells in P6, and I think that he's outperforming the car by miles here, given that Aaron Miller is down in P18. Jake Wells with a P6 finish, very good for Red Bull. Matt Melanson for Renault up into P7, had a really good lap, I think, and then Justin Moffat just couldn't get it together in P19. Armin Ghazarian for McLaren, out qualifying teammate Meliori yet again. Meliori down in P12, just outside of the top 10. We've got another Williams in the top 10 this time. It's Jace Wright. So was put in last time, running around in the top 10 last race. This time will be Jace Wright. Neil Kerbel, this will be his second P10 start in a row now. We'll see if Neil Kerbel can do anything from P10. He went up 8 positions and dropped, or not 8 positions. He went up 5 positions last time. Got up to P5 and I think finished the race P4. So great driving from Neil last race. We'll see if pull it off again. Rolly Yoda. Come on, Eric, we give you the best books, put you in the best school, and what do? You shit in the urinal. Let's see some performance. You had upgrades last year? Are you sure you don't have our last year's car's upgrades installed? Yeah, Sauber by all means should be further up. We've got Bree in P13 and Ali Raza in P20. That's a shocker. That's enough talking from me. Let's get these cars on the track. And Amelia crashed on the outlap, couldn't even get a lap in. So Amelia will start behind the safety car as the formation lap goes. I'm honestly super impressed with our drivers. Let's go Church and Kerbal. Yeah, I think the Audi drivers really are knocking it out of the park. I'm not gonna lie. But Joyce on pole, 5 lights, 6 lights, and the lights are up. We're off. Jarek Snyder got a really good start. Jacob Church is going to be under pressure here. Joyce got a really good start as well, as Jarek Snyder is going to have the inside into turn 1. Jacob Church loses a position to Jarek Snyder, and there's Carson Cass up from P5 to P4 ahead of Nast. Cass ahead of Nast, looking for P3 on Jacob Church. Jacob Church hasn't given up yet, has Jarek Snyder in his sights. Meanwhile, Nast chasing down Carson Cass as they go through the tunnel here. Armin Ghazarian up into P9. Neil Kerbal had a look at Armin for a sec there and has lost a position. Nast has gotten through on Carson Cass. What a move from Nast around the slow corner after the bridge, and now has Jacob Church in his sights. Joyce has pulled away a full second already. What a start. Armin Ghazarian and Meliori battling it out. Meliori up to P10 from P12, up 2 positions already. Has Eric Akasian right behind her. Ali Raza and Carbon Wong battling it out. The two BMWs at the back of the field, actually. A little bit of a slow start from the BMW drivers. Matt Melanson in P6 has Carson Cass right ahead of him. Could get a move done here and finish in the top 5. Jacob Church is falling away from Jarek Snyder, who is falling away from Joyce. Nast, no such issue. Ooh, almost loses the car there. Nast now chasing Church. Inters. No, there are no inters. It's all going to be softs or super softs. The softs burn out easier, and there comes Nast down the inside. He's going to have the inside for turn 1. Jacob Church will have to give him space, squeezes him a bit, but does give him the space, and Nast is through on Jacob Church. Ferrari up into 2 and 3 now. What pace from the Ferrari duo here. Eric Gukasian has gotten past reigning world champion Meliori. It's Gukasian up to P10, but unless Joyce has some sort of fumble here, he's going to have a performance hit at the end of this race. If he doesn't if he's not able to get past her. Here comes Jake Wells versus Gukasian. Former BMW driver versus former Audi driver. Now both on new teams. I'm sure they got a lot of offers from teams all over the place. No worries, those Ferraris are fast. Yeah, the Ferraris roll well, but here comes Jacob Church. It's Jacob Church on the inside of Nast. He's got him. Back into the town square. He's up to P3 again. Oh, that's exciting. He's got Jarek Snyder in his sights now. Jarek has fallen 3 seconds off of Joyce. It's 4/10 for Jacob Church. Jacob Church could get P2 now from Jarek Snyder. And I think the Ferraris are faster than the Audis by quite a bit. This is Jacob Church just driving really well. Loses a little bit of traction in the rear. And this is going to see Nast have an opportunity here over the crest. They go side by side through the crest. Ooh, and Jacob Church almost loses the car there. Kept it together, but that's going to allow Nast through. And now Nast has a chance on Jarek Snyder coming down the main straight. Has the slipstream. They're going to open up DRS here. And I wonder if there's going to be team ordering from Ant B here. Justin got 1 place. Justin Moffitt up into P16 now. And Nast is up into P2. Proving that his world championship title was not a fluke. Armin Gazarian up to P7 for McLaren. And Gukasian gets past Jake Wells. P9 Mercedes now. Gukasian is fighting his way up. That's 3 positions so far. What happened to Verstappen 2? Verstappen 2 is up to P17 from P21. Or was it P20? Mike is 1, I am 2. Well, Carson Cass has held P5 here, hasn't lost the position. Matt Melanson has 1.6 seconds to go if he wants to catch that Toyota driver. They've still got about 2.5 laps here. But it's Armin Gazarian in the McLaren. Ooh, Matt Melanson closes the door. Not today. What a defensive maneuver from Matt. Brilliant driving, closes the door right as Armin's about to make a move. So gets the move done, the defensive maneuver, before the maneuver happens. Oh, and these are not Inter tires. These are what the soft compound tires look like in 2013. Or 2010, actually. I think this livery is technically a 2010 livery. It's the Renault R30 livery, if I remember correctly. And the super softs at that, or the option tire at that time, had green sidewalls. Too clean of a race. This is why we like it here. This is why Banokbre is fun. And here comes Jake Wells. He's not done yet. He's got the inside. Ooh, Eric closes the door there. He wanted that back. Meanwhile, Neil Kerbel wants his points position back. Jacob Church now 8/10 off of Jarek Snyder. Has fallen back a little bit. I think those soft tires are really starting to grain a little bit as Carson Cass is closing the gap to the Audi driver. Could have a move in this lap. And Armin Gazarian is through on Matt Melanson. That's a bit of a shock. Did not expect the McLaren to have this kind of performance here. But they are definitely not a slow car. And here comes Gukasian looking for P8 on Jace Wright. He gets past the Williams driver as well. What a drive from Gakosian so far. And Neil Kerbal up into P9. What happened to Jake Wells? Jake Wells lost a couple positions here. And here comes Bree for Sauber. Has Meliori right behind Chronotis as well. Put in 1/10 off of Chronotis. Is going to make the move on the inside, and it's up to P14 for the Sauber driver. Mike Noss up into P16 now. Passes Justin Muffet. Susmerk. Yeah, speaking of Susmerk, it's Joyce 5.2 seconds ahead of Nast here. Ooh, almost loses it. Has the, I believe that is the... I think it's the Nico Rosberg helmet. I'm not sure. But here she comes. It's going to be the final lap for Joyce. Sets a 146. That's the fastest lap so far. Let's see where Nast comes in. 147, but significantly faster than the pack behind him, Nast. But Joyce is just pulled away here. That quali performance is brutal. Needs to be rectified. Yeah, if Gakosian had a better quali, I think he'd be fighting at the front right now. But 2 seconds off of Matt Melanson. And has Neil Kerbal right behind now. Gakosian had passed Kerbal or Melanson earlier, no? Oh no, that was Gazarian. So yeah, Kerbal really making a case on these super softs. Usually the super softs fall off by now, but he's managed them really well. Look how carefully he's going here. Bold move on Toyota, calling another team sus. We would never cheat. I don't know what you were on. Hey, Carson Cass has gotten past Jacob Church. Well, I didn't even broadcast that overtake. I'm sorry. Apologies, but the Toyota driver now chasing after Jarek Snyder. Toyota's got Ferrari in their sights. That's not something I would have expected. Get in there, young man. 9/10. It's going to be tough to... Ooh, almost sees the wall there, Carson Cass. I think Cass has to take it easy here. I think P4 is a good finish. Don't wreck the car trying to get a last lap heroic move done. And it's Matt Melanson in the wall. Eric Gakosian has gone through Matt Melanson. We're going to have to watch a replay here. What happened? Oh, yeah, just misjudged the point and clipped the corner there. Tries to get out of the way of the other cars. Oh, and a huge pile up behind. Yeah, no penalty there for Matt Melanson, but this is going to swap things up. It's Sauber into the points. Jake Wells is falling out of the points off of that. And Mike Noss as well. A lot of cars stuck here now, as everyone under P10 pretty much has gotten held up by that incident. It's Joyce across the line. It's Joyce for victory. She has the most victories out of any driver. She's got the most race wins out of any driver, and she's going to extend this lead now. She has 4 race wins. This will make it her 5th. Red flag indeed. Nass finishes P2 for Ferrari. Jarek Snyder P3 for Ferrari. Carson Cass finishes P4. That's a second top 5 finish for Cass in a row now. Fantastic consistency. Same with Jacob Church. Had really good performance. Consistent driving. The Audi maybe not as quick as Church would like, but fantastic drive nonetheless. A top 5 finish for Church. Armin Gazarian drove his car up a couple positions for McLaren, and Gakosian finishes P7 from P12. So up 5 positions for Gakosian. We'll take the performance penalty edge now, as their teammate head-to-head continues to rage. Neil Kerbal, fantastic drive from the other Audi driver. P8, solid finish here. Jace Wright for Williams in P9, and Bree for Sauber in P10. Shame for Matt Melanson, who had a fantastic drive pretty much the entire race, had a fantastic qualifying, and just struggled to close it out. I am pleased with that win. Yeah, no kidding. I would be pleased too. Fastest lap goes to Joyce, who actually had slower Sector 1 and Sector 2 than Nass. But the sector 1 and sector 3, but the sector 2 was so much faster than Nast. She was up 7/10 on him on the fastest lap here. So absolutely cracking lap from Joyce. And we are back to the spreadsheet as we square up for the final race of the night after we get some points in here. And it is a 29-point race for Joyce here. 29 points, meaning that she scored fastest lap, pole position, and race win for 4 bonus points on top of the 25 points for the race win. So yeah, just absolutely insane drive from Joyce. Joyce was on it all the way, and super dominant form from her. Ooh, I forgot to write a summary. All right, so the podium here is Joyce, followed by Nast, followed by Jarek Snyder. Jarek Snyder, former TP of Mercedes, now a driver for Ferrari. So let's see where the points are after that round. So 29 points for Joyce. It'll be 18 points for Nast. Oh, whoops. And then 15 points for Jarek Snyder. So a 33-point weekend for Ferrari. Overall, fantastic results for Ferrari here. Carson Cass with a P4 will grab 12 points for a solid 24 points total now. Still behind his teammate, who has 27 points despite not scoring any this round. Jacob Church will grab another 10 points here. And actually, did Jacob Church grab? Yeah, oh, Jacob Church crashed last race and was not in the points. But 10 points for Jacob Church now. And 8 points for Armin Gazarian. For McLaren, 6 points for Eric Akasian, which propels Mercedes up to 35 points ahead of Ferrari this round. It's 2 points or 4 points for Neil Kerbel at Audi. So back-to-back points finishes for Neil Kerbel now. So one on the podium now. Oh, one on the podium last race, not P5. Sorry, apologies. Podium for Neil Kerbel last round. 2 points for Jace Wright. And 1 point for Bree. So 2 points finishes now for Sauber, but both of them 1 point. So I'm sure JP is going to want some answers, given that Sauber is not slow. So Ferrari had the fastest car. They finished 2 and 3. Mercedes had a quick car as well. It is Toyota still in the lead of the championship. And for the driver championship, it's Joyce in the lead now. So Toyota continues to lead here. All right, final round is at Pascani. Pascani is a fictional circuit. It is an FIA Grade 1 circuit, and it is very, very fun. I do like Pascani a lot. I think Pascani is a great track. So, Pascani Motorsport. Is it FIA Grade 1 or Grade 2? We'll see. Let's see the upgrades now. Renault would like to formally protest the non-conformity of FIA security recommendations regarding track security. Matt has suffered a very dangerous accident would have permanently harmed. I like that. Yes, I do. Very disappointed currently. See the engineers at Honda mess up upgrades this week. We are looking into departmental training to improve further upgrade paths. Yeah, Scott, it was a tough round. I'm sad to report for Honda. The -2 was quite brutal, I'm gonna be honest. All right, so final round of upgrades here. This time it will be without Sauber, so Sauber will not be bringing one this round. And let's see, BMW will not be bringing one. And I believe everybody else will be bringing an upgrade. So we're going to start with Williams. If Beachley is there, it's a medium. So if you'd like to roll for us, Justin, you can get it rolling. If not, I will roll for you. Give you a couple seconds here. And it is a 2. And that is why you run the mediums. When you run a 2, you will still get development plus rather than a minus. So Williams will get a +1. So not what they hoped for, but at least you're not going backwards. Red Bull will be running a medium as well. I will give a couple seconds. Extra brutal when the other XL teams get +7s and 8s. Yeah, that's tough. If George Jarvis is here, I don't believe George is in the chat. We'll give it a couple more seconds. Probably sabotage. We are investigating. We are checking. All right. Rolling for Red Bull here. It's a 5, and 5 is not great for a medium. That is a +2. So break even, but not anything exciting. It is a small for Ferrari, and if Anthony Bianco is there, you can roll. If not, I will roll for you. And we're just going to roll for Ferrari here. That's a 16. And Ferrari continuing their high risk, high reward, degenerate gambler special here. A +2 for 1 budget spent is good return. And yeah, honestly, close to a +3 there. So Ferrari with the small, not a bad decision here. Honda is going to go medium. So if Scott would like to roll. And that is a 16 for the medium upgrade. That'll be a +3. So Honda with a little bit of a bounce back here. Good spend, good results. Renault is next. Renault has a medium. If you'd like to roll, feel free to give us a roll, Damian. And that is a 10. A 10 for a medium is a +3. So +3 for Renault as well. So good round for Renault. BMW, no upgrade. It's Audi next. So medium roll for a medium upgrade. Yep. So if John would like to roll, Audi is rolling for a small here. It's a 2. Whoo, count your lucky stars. That is not a -1. So Audi will bring a +1 here. That is really close to the -1. And who nerfed the bot? Dan, you're up next if you'd like to roll for Toyota. I'm scared. I can roll it for you if you want. You let me know. Let's go. Big oof. And that's a 9. So 9 for medium is going to be a +2. So breaking even for Toyota there. McLaren is going to be rolling a medium as well. So I'll see if Prana's there. I'll give it a couple seconds. which is run within jurisdiction of the federal level in the United States of America. That's crazy. McLaren rolls a 13, and 13 for medium will get you a +3. So McLaren trying to bounce back here. Finally, Mercedes is bringing a small. So if Rocco would like to roll. Who is in the lead in the points so far? Right now, it is Toyota in the lead of the points, followed very closely by Mercedes, Ferrari, and Audi, and Honda. So there's a clear top 5 team and a clear bottom 5 team. It's a 19. Rocco rolls a 19. That is a +3 for one budget spent. That is a phenomenal roll for Mercedes. Oh. That's huge. All right, as we get the cars in. I believe Ferrari still has the fastest car. Let me double check that. Ferrari and Mercedes are tied now. And we are off to Pascani. Sauber should be medium. Please don't skip this. Okay, yeah, I got you. I got you. Is Sauber? Did I write it down wrong? I'm sorry. Let me take a look here. Apologies. Let me just add that really quickly. My fault. Large, extra large, medium. Yeah, I must have misread it and misinput it on my sheet. Apologies. Let's get the medium in for you. Would you like to roll or would you like me to roll? Give JP a couple seconds here. Alrighty, all good. I will roll for JP here. And it's a medium. And it will be a 6. So the Sauber medium will grab a +2. So apologies to Sauber here. Just give me a second. All right, +2 for Sauber. And that'll jump them right back up. They are still a top 3 car, I believe. Yeah, I think Sauber is in the top 3 here. Yeah, Ferrari's fast for sure. Toyota is pretty fast. Sauber is fast. Mercedes is fast. McLaren is fast. Okay. And Renault is fast. So those are the teams that are fast now. So with that. Earlier, JP gave you the always roll powers. Ah, got you. Apologies, JP. We have got it in now. Well, it's about half the grid is fast right now. I think the other half of the grid is not as quick. But let's get on to the qualifying here. As it is 1-1 between Eric Kokossian and Joyce here for the teammate battle over at Mercedes. Incidentally, they also have a card that can compete, so I think that is definitely gonna help. as we're out on track with Jacob Church, who has had a fantastic season. Hey, Eric. Please qualify well. I lied. This is an FIA grade 2 track, I think. Heart Lake is the grade 1. Piscani is the grade 2. And we're just going to pretend that this is in Italy. So tight hairpin, flowing right-hander here into another flowing left-hander, which switches back for an S. Easy for the 2013 car to go flat there, and a sharp 90-degree right-hander. You can cut the curb a lot here. Hook it up around a downhill right-hander where you can lock your tire in, and then a final hairpin to bring it around to the main straight. I like the 2016 Merc vibes this season. Nice storyline. Yeah, the curb colors make me think we are in Germany. Okay, wow. Then Piscani, Germany it is. I don't think the creator of the track 00 had a track or a track location specified, so we can invent it as we want. So I guess it is a Mercedes home race then. But that is the lap. Jacob Church is taking us around. He is out on track first. He's going to set the purple sectors for now. Originally I wanted to do Hockenheim. City of Piscani is in Romania. Curb colors Romania. Okay, so it's Romanian. All right, well, here we go. It is the Romanian GP then. Apologies, Italy and Germany and Romania. To be fair to me, I'm American and my geography is trash. And I could have Googled it, but I didn't. That being said, 00 has created tracks where the names are ambiguous and they don't actually point to a specific city. So typically, I just kind of make it up as I go. But this is a fantastic track to drive. If you have never driven a 00 track, I highly recommend you download his tracks from overtake.gg. His tracks are phenomenal. Every single one of them is race worthy. Every single one of them are extremely fun to drive. Fantastic. Potato patata. Yeah, those are definitely Romanian colors. Interesting that the curbs have countries associated with it. I would have never guessed. That is a cool little touch, actually. I wonder if some of the sponsors around the track are Romanian. Well, it's Sauber out on provisional pole. 1:16.5 from Brie, followed by Jarek Snyder, who has been in a league of his own and qualifying for Ferrari. Ahead of teammate Nass, who's in P4. Jake Wells drags his Red Bull up to P3. And Eric Kakasian up to P3 now. Mercedes pushes Jake Wells down a position. It's Gira for Honda in P6. Gira really out driving that car right now. Amelia for BMW in P7. We have a lot of very strong talent on the grid this season, I think. Carbon Wong with P9. The BMW drivers are out driving the car by a lot. Jita improves on her time to put herself ahead of Nass. Joyce goes P4 right behind teammate Eric Akasian. Gonna see if the 2016 Merc vibes continue here. They are 1/10 apart. Mike Knotts goes up to P6 for Toyota, following a slipstream behind Matt Melanson and Jacob Church, who are fighting for position. Nast improves his time to go back up to P5. 5/10 off of pole. It's Brie on pole in the yellow and blue helmet for Sauber. Fantastic livery for Sauber. This gray and white, I like it a lot. And the other Sauber is P6. So we've got two Saubers in the top 10. Matt Melanson for Renault in P10 so far. Has the Toyota of Mike Noss behind. Where's Carson Cass? Cass is down in P17. with the Williams fighting Jace Wright, I assume. Yeah, Jace Wright into the pits. And Meliori has crashed P19. This is uncharacteristic of Meliori. She has been one of the most consistent drivers in the past couple seasons. So a bit of a rough season start for Meliori so far. Sauber really improved since last year. I mean, they certainly had a +3 to start the season with and extra budget to start the season with. So I should hope that they're doing better than last season. But it is all theirs to lose this race, as Bree is starting on provisional pole here. Wow, 2.2 seconds stuck behind Neil Kerbal here. And Kerbal 1.1 second behind pole position. Jacob Church will be out qualified by his teammate for the first time this season if he's not able to put in a better lap on this final run. And Snyder, I don't think Snyder needs to worry too much here. Doesn't have to push too hard. We saw that Jarek out-qualified Nas last race, but Nas had better race pace, so we'll see if that's the case this race as well. But starting in P2 versus starting in P5 is a huge difference, and I think that qualifying, Jarek Snyder has looked extremely good, even last season. Jarek has always been there to capitalize when the opportunity is available. A fantastically consistent driver. If I'm being honest, oh my god, it's Jacob Church up to P5 on his final lap. Back against the wall on the final lap. Jacob Church puts it up to P5, another top 5 qualifying from the Audi driver. What a drive from Jacob Church. Yeah, let's see who's still out on track here. Amelia in P12. Where is she going to cross the line? She's down 1.1 seconds, so is 0.3 off of her own best time here. Here comes put in for Williams. Is 1.4 off. Carbon Wong is pitted. Nast is coming through. I don't think I think Nast is done here. I think it's just Jarek Snyder now. And I think Snyder is in the pits. And that will conclude our qualifying. For the Romanian Grand Prix. It's Bree for Sauber in P1. And JP will be very pleased with this result. Jarek Snyder for Ferrari in P2. Eric Akassian for Mercedes in P3. Joyce for Mercedes in P4. They're going to go head-to-head. They're on different tire strategies as well. Eric Akassian opting for the Super Soft, which falls off a little bit quicker, but if driven carefully is faster than the Soft. The Soft you can drive a lot more aggressively and have a lot more chances at overtaking without burning the tire out. But overall, a slower tire. Jacob Church in P5 also opting for the Soft here. Nast behind on the Super Soft. That's going to be a consideration on the starting line here if Nast can get through a couple cars. Ali Raza, the other Sauber, on Super Softs as well. So we've got Joyce and Jacob Church in the front here on the Softs, as well as Jarek Snyder. They've got to look out for the Super Soft starters off the line. That tire is going to be quicker. There's Mike Nas for Toyota in P8. After a disappointing showing from in the last race, Mike Nas is back into the top 10 in qualifying in P8. Jake Wells, P9 for Red Bull, definitely outdriving the car, alongside Jitta, who is outdriven the Honda. Honda, the slowest car on the grid. Jitta puts it up into the top 10. And there we go. We were going to get the formation lap started. All right. Here we go. The lights are coming on. It's 4 lights on, 5 lights on, 6 lights. The lights are out and they're off. Jarek Snyder gets off to a really good start, but so does Eric Akasi, and Nas gets off to a fantastic start with Joyce losing a little bit of pressure to Jacob Church. Jacob Church takes the inside on Joyce. Bree loses the position to Jarek Snyder for a little bit. They're still side by side. Bree fights for the position, but now has to defend from Eric Akasi, and Eric Akasi up to P3, or stays in P3. Jacob Church up to P4. It's Jacob Church, Nas, and Joyce battling it out for P4 right now. And Joyce tries the inside here. Has Jacob Church going around the outside. They're going to change positions and switch back. Can Joyce get ahead? Joyce gets ahead here. And now Joyce, oh, that's a Red Bull off the track. And that is the Red Bull of Jake Wells. We're just going to have to see what happened to Jake there. Oh, yeah, that was optimistic. That was very optimistic. He's lucky he didn't take M out, honestly. So Amelia gets a really good run on the inside. Tries to, yeah, there was never going to be any space for him to get through there. Ooh, almost took Neil Kerbal out on rejoin, but they managed to keep it together. And it's Jarek Snyder in the lead for Ferrari. Bree in P2. And Eric Akasian getting held up by Bree a little bit now. And that might bring his teammate back into play. It's Nas side by side with Jacob Church. They almost made contact, but they keep it clean. 2 veteran drivers absolutely on the limit there. And here comes Eric Akasian. Has a slipstream on Bree. Should be able to make a move into this next corner. Ooh, they're trying to keep it on the track there. Bree 7/10 behind Jarek Snyder. This race is still anybody's to win. If Snyder loses a couple tenths of a second here, that's all it takes for someone else to take the lead of the race. Eric Akasian looking for P2. Meanwhile, Joyce has fallen 1.1 second away from the leading pack here. Nas as well, 1.2 seconds back. And Putin looking to get up into the top 10, chasing Matt Melanson. Matt Melanson 5/10 behind Jira. Ooh, tries a move. That's optimistic. Tries to take the inside on Jira there. At the same time defending from Putin. Has closed that gap down to 2/10. Matt Melanson. Very optimistic move there. Has Jira in his sights. This should be easy. Jita squeezes a little bit there. Ooh, yeah, this is, wow, this is a close wheel to wheel here. As they have to bring it back around another lap, Putin right behind Matt there. Putin had to get off the gas for a second. And that's going to bring Carbon Wong into play. Meanwhile, Amelia up into P9 in BMW for the BMW. Yeah, Matt is so close to the points for Renault here. Meanwhile, Bree has fallen 1.6 seconds off of Snyder. Eric Akasian 4/10 behind Bree now, hasn't been able to get through. This has brought Joyce into play. The Mercedes head-to-head is really an interesting one now. Looks like Justin is having a bad day today. Yeah, Justin is, where is Justin? Justin Moffat down in P21 for Renault. And that Renault is definitely quicker than P21 here. Armin Gazarian, who had a really good drive last race, down in P20. Reigning world champion Meliori down in P19. Jake Wells has spun out. And Jake Wells is out of this race, has beached the car. Jarek Snyder in the lead here, with just another lap to go after this one. 2 seconds ahead of Bree now. Bree is really holding the pack up a little bit, but that Sauber is good for a podium finish if she can keep it together. And Toro Rosso indeed. Yeah, that is a Toro Rosso livery, but the Red Bull team chose it, so that was intentional. Wow, Eric Akasian all over the back of Bree here. Just 3/10 to that Sauber, but it looks like the Sauber is getting really good corner exit here. And it looks like Kakasian had changed tires between the two sessions after the formation lap. Ooh, and there's Nast. Nast is going to have a look at Joyce. Doesn't get through there, but that was close. Mike Noss as well, looking for Ali Raza. I remember somebody saying they tuned into Synthodrive just to watch Ali not win. And Nast has another look at Joyce, not able to get through. Meliori gets through on Carson Cass, who is down in P19 after 2 impressive races. Matt Melanson 1.1 seconds down from Jira now. So I don't think that Renault is going to be able to close it. Leader is on the final lap. Eric Kakasian has one more lap to try to overtake Bree. And there's Jake Wells' car to be lapped by the rest of the pack here. And this is actually giving Eric Kakasian some breathing room from Joyce. And Joyce needs to get past Jake quickly here. And we'll take the inside. Gets nice and aggressive on those tires. And then now it's Nast that has to lap Jake Wells. And this is bringing Jacob Church back into play. Can Jacob get up into P5? Another top 5 finish for him. Tries the outside. Ooh, holding on. Ali Raza, 2/10 behind Church. And now Kakasian has one more chance at the end of this race to get through Bree. Bree has defended him all race. Blue flag gate. We do not have blue flags in this series. It's overtake on skill, so if you're a lapped car, you do not have to get out of the way. And Amelia, P8, has Mike Noss right behind. Can she defend the position for BMW? Yes, she does. She gets all the way to the finish line. That'll be points for the BMW team. Jira able to hold off Matt Melanson until the end here. But it's Jarek Snyder who took the lead from Bree and ran away with it on the soft tires. Fastest lap goes to Nast, actually. So Nast had the fastest lap there, but Jarek Snyder had the last lap. Finished P1. Bree for Sauber finishes P2. That's probably more points than Sauber earned all of last season. So a fantastic finish for Bree. Eric Kakasian beats Joyce this race, and Eric is up 2-1 now in a very close head-to-head. Joyce had better pace that race, but couldn't get past Eric, who was trying to get past Bree. They just had a little bit of a DRS train there. Thanks, Josie. I didn't do anything. I'm innocent. I don't know what you're talking about. And it's Jarek Snyder for the race win here. And we've got 3 different race winners from 3 different teams so far this season. It's looking good. It's looking really good. Nast, fastest lap here. 3 different fastest lap holders as well. Pole position was Bree. So 3 different pole sitters as well. So this has been an interesting season to say the least. And Eric Kakasian on the podium for the first time this season. The Ferrari was the fastest car that day, and the Ferrari won the race. So certainly makes sense. They took fastest lap as well. So let's get these points in. It is 25 points for Jarek. That's a fantastic finish for Jarek. Bree will get 18. No, 20 because she got pole. Eric Kakasian gets 15. 12 for Joyce. And 10 for Nast. 12 actually, because Nast took fastest lap. 37 points for Ferrari. What a lineup at Ferrari. Ferrari's looking really good. And 40 points actually for Jarek Snyder, whereas it is 30 for Nass. So 10 points ahead, Jarek Snyder this season from his teammate. See if he can keep that up. 8 points for Jacob Church, who has consistently had the pace to fight for points this season. 6 points for Ali Raza, so both Sauber drivers in the points here. 4 points for Amelia, and that's huge for BMW. 2 points for Mike Noss, and 1 point for Jira. So Honda able to scrap a point home despite a rough upgrade in round 2. All right. And with that, let's see where the standings are. Ferrari is in the lead of the championship, has overtaken Toyota. They're looking extremely strong. Ferrari is looking extremely strong. And it's actually not Nast who's doing well. It's Jarek Snyder who's doing well. So Jarek is in the lead in the Ferrari team anyways. But it's Joyce who is still in the lead of the WDC. So 1 point gap for the WDC lead now. And it's gonna be a close title fight, I think. Toyota 53 points. Definitely don't count them out. The Caster duo has been very strong. Audi with 37 points, a little bit less than I expected given their driver's strong showings, but they also had some bad luck in the first round. Honda has 31 points despite being the slowest car on the grid. So I think that speaks volumes to Jira and Chronotis' performances here. Yeah, we'll see if they can bounce back. McLaren with Meliori, reigning world champion at 0 points. Last season, she finished the first 7 races in the top 5. So a little bit of a shock for Meliori here. We're going to have to see how it progresses. Remember to tell your engineers, if they haven't given me all 4 guesses, to give the guess for the next week before 8 p.m. next Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in. As always, we will see how things unfold so far. Joyce still in the lead of the WDC by only 1 point. Ferrari having overtaken Toyota for the lead of the WDC. Complicated start for Renault. So much for that podium fight in the WCC for Williams. It's looking tough for Williams. I was a bit surprised. I think a large part of that may be the car performance here. Williams is definitely in the middle of the pack as far as the upgrades have gone. But once again, Williams has that extra budget, so if we see an advantage for Williams, it's probably going to come later in the season when they can outspend their opponents. So hopefully it will be a catch-up for them. I think last season Ferrari didn't really take off until late in the season. Yeah, so like late in the season, Armin Ghazarian had one of the most crazy points runs with 2 wins for a 109-point finish, 4 podiums. Yeah, they had the fastest car starting in Silverstone, and then from there you just see like Armin absolutely hammers it home. Jarek had a race win near the end of the season as well. Jarek had 3 race wins last season. That's actually crazy. I think Jarek might be one of the most like sleeper drivers we haven't really talked about. Thanks, Josie. Awesome stream. Thank you. Yeah, I think that is it for me for now. I will send us off on a raid. Do we have a preferred raid channel? Or do I just pick one at random? Are any of our community members live? I was like, oh, Trackalicious is live. No, but that's me. I'm Trackalicious. I am the track. Look at me. I'm the Trackalicious now. Okay. In that case, I guess since we're streaming Assetto, we can just look at Assetto channels here. Oh, there's a lot of Assetto streamers. I'm surprised. I'm surprised so many people stream Assetto, given that it's a game from 2014. All right, then. Guess we can go watch some drifting. Drifting would be fun. So we'll be rating Sim Studio. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thank you all the TPs, all the engineers, all the drivers for participating. Synthodrive could not happen without all of you, so I do appreciate you guys taking the time to participate. I hope to see you guys next week. Invite your friends to watch. Hopefully we'll have another exciting week, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much, and I will see you later.